Sorry.
Not my fault, not yours. Don't worry.
Okay, so let's go live. Otherwise, people might be disappointed. Here we are. Right. Oh. What's wrong? What's wrong? I tried to go live. Oh, I think we are in live streaming. Okay. I don't know why something else came out. Okay, so anyway, good evening, everyone. How are you going on? Hi, Pier Francesco.
Ciao, ciao, ciao a tutti.
Nice to see you again. You look really like a musician with your microphone and good.
Sometimes it doesn't work. I'm happy you can hear me.
Yes, it's perfect.
But I sometimes I have to tape some music, so I have to change my set.
Yes, stay like that. It's perfect.
I always start a meeting talking like a fish, just moving my mouth.
And nobody able to hear you. Oh, can you play something for us?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I just taught to a student this jingle bell.
That's a little weak. Wow, and can they play like that?
It looks like I have already heard that, but I can't remember why.
I can't remember. I used to play country music in a band, so it was something like.
That's something in between Irish and American country.
Wow.
Yes, but I had real fun, and I started when I was a student in Conservatorio, and I had many discuss with my violin teacher because he didn't want me to play this kind of music.
Why not?
Well, classical music has a different
yes, of course.
technique, and to play country music you must be more free. Maybe it's better for the for who listen to, but for the
you're more creative.
You sporchi un po' la tecnica. Yeah. And so, but anyway,
music, like languages, is a way to communicate.
Of course, yeah.
So of course you communicate what you have inside you. So there are periods in which classical music is fantastic, periods in which I can listen to classical music. I want something different. So, I mean, why not?
I had my violin in my hand because I just finished the lesson, so I just changed the.
But do you teach in a middle school? And do you teach violin?
Sì, wow. Violin in medium school. Scuola di indirizzo musicale.
Okay.
Also, our school organized also this class for the elementary primary school.
Primary school as well. Yeah. Wow, violin.
I mean, for the medium is curriculare, is the course
part of the program. Yes.
For the primary is in
voluntary.
Sì, voluntary. Yes.
Those who want to
they pay a little. They pay an amount per year. Yeah.
Yeah, a small amount per year, and they can join your music classes. Fantastic.
Well, last Christmas we had a very good performance. We played a little piece of Turandot by Puccini, because the mother of one of our violin is a famous, pretty famous soprano,
Wow.
Russian soprano. So
Wow.
I was able to convince her to play a little piece for, and she said, "Why don't we play Turandot?" And I said, "What? We are little, very beginner students." Anyway, we played. I asked the help of the more highest students of the past years.
Students, yes.
They say, "Hello, okay, we agree." And then I set up all the part, the music, the orchestration, different than the original, a little bit easier. But the final result was, I mean, one.
A success.
Even who knew the opera didn't understand it was a little bit easier for the orchestra because it seemed it was like the original.
Yes, if you keep the main, how can I say, sometimes common people like me and so on are not able to catch the differences, you know, the missing small parts. So
and also the soprano was very good, very professional, and this was a fantastic example for the students.
For the students,
they had the choice, the choice to play with a professionalist.
The possibility, yes, to play with a real professional person. Wow!
The first rehearsal, the first practice we did with the soprano. Was everybody was nervous for the students.
Yes, worried.
I prepared them. They be careful, play very good your part because the soprano is play also sing with the professional orchestra, and
they played well.
So as soon I don't know if you know Turandot start with a very strong very strong entrance with the soprano, the Turandot, and the student was everybody couldn't play their part. Everybody was surprised by this very powerful voice.
Yes.
It was a good experience.
Yes, I'm sure it was a very good experience for your students.
And unlucky this December, no performance and.
No Christmas concert.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maria Pia.
Hi, Antonella. Good evening. Hi. Welcome.
Yes, I have some problem with the connection.
Okay, in case you can follow us in stream.
Yes, because of the bad weather, I suppose. Okay.
What's the weather like? I've been inside all day. I didn't realize what the weather is like.
Okay, I have a question for Pier Francesco or for you about musical instruments. Because I teach geography, and recently I teach the Irish music because we are talking about the Ireland in my class. So, Pier Francesco, can you explain the difference between the violin and the fiddle? Because the Irish music, I know that there is the fiddle, not the violin.
Yes, of course, yeah. They call the instrument is exactly the same. Only the way we play and the kind of music we play is different. So when I talk about fiddler, I am if I am a fiddler, I play Irish music or country music. Instead, when I am a violinist, violinist, I play classical most of the time, classical music.
So the difference is only in the music that you play, not
only the music, the kind of music you play. The instrument is exactly the same.
The way you use the instrument as well, I think.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you.
I think also the way you use the instrument.
Okay, and the difference of you can call the same instrument fiddle a violin because it is if the music is different.
Yes. Of course, if you talk to a classical violin player, it's not good to say, hey, how play your fiddle.
Okay.
But would you
might be a little bit offended, or maybe.
Okay.
Would you be able to show us, play for us a part of classical part of...
It's long time now I don't play country music because right now
I thought you were playing country music before. What music was
of course, for a classical violin player, it's not difficult, because everything in first position. I mean, classical music, you can go and play the highest note. But country music and Irish music is all the low positions, first position. So I don't remember. I had a very many songs in repertoire, but I don't remember right now.
Of course, it's difficult to remember them straight
away. I played in many country band because they organized also the dance. We played with the band the country music, and a group performed the line dance. So I also played once with Irish band. My students now, they grow up and now they are a very good Irish band, and they go playing all around Europe,
all over the world. Wow!
Yeah, I'm proud of
them. Yes.
And but I'm not really interested in Irish music. Country music is the Irish music that the English
brought to the States.
Yeah, brought to the States. So it's more familiar. It's more close to the popular music.
Yeah.
Even the scale are a little bit different. And all my friend says, you're crazy that you prefer country music instead of Irish music, because I can understand the original, a very good fiddle player that studied the story of a violin of a fiddler, of fiddle. Of course, should be more interested in Irish music. Is more country music is more commercial, but I played popular music for fun, because my first occupation is playing classical music. So I chose to play country music because I like it the best.
You like it better. Yes. Thank you very much, Francesco.
You're welcome.
Very interesting.
Very interesting,
because in our geography book there was something note about the music of the British islands, and we went to YouTube. And we listened to two music from the Irish music, and the title is "Hard Time Comes Again No More."
See?
Do you know? And Molly Malone, because in Dublin there is the statue of Molly Malone. Okay, so they can hear, my students could hear the Irish music, and there was the fiddle. So they asked me, "What is the difference?" So now I can answer.
Yeah, explains. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad.
Fantastic. So Antonella, you teach geography and history?
Yes, Italian and Latin.
And Italian.
Okay, yes, in the middle school.
Yes, in the middle school. Wow, fantastic. Okay,
so
Adriana, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you here with us again.
Yeah, it was just one lesson, you see, but it's 1 month.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, because
yes,
we only
having
meet
a lesson every fortnight means
so,
that if you miss one, you miss a month. Actually.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not very well, I'm sorry. So I have a terrible backache. Have been home since Monday, so I'm following the lesson. At the moment, I'm kneeling down in front of the PC, and I think I will pass to my tablet and go to lie down on my bed because my back is really, really bad.
Oh my God, I hope you'll get better soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not COVID, I hope. It's not coronavirus.
No, well, I hope it is not.
Oh my God. But if it's only headache, it shouldn't be.
Backache, it's a backache.
Oh, backache. Oh, it shouldn't be.
Completely stuck. I've been doing injections, pills, whatever I could. Stuck, completely stuck.
Maybe the cold. Maybe you.
Maybe it's the stress. My body was telling me.
Maybe stress.
Yes, my body was telling me long ago, you must calm down. You must calm down.
You must
and then
stop
he did
for
it.
a while.
He did it all alone.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Anyway, you're here now. And Sabrina, how are you? Sabrina? Okay, Sabrina can't hear us.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What are you teaching, Sabrina? Are you teaching English?
Yes, English and other subjects like art, science.
Do you teach in a middle school or in primary school?
No, in a primary school.
That's why in a primary school.
Primary school. In the other course, the other course was full, and Stefano told me you can go in.
Sabrina, if you want to, don't tell Stefano. But if you want to, you can move to the primary school, classes. Because
on Tuesday,
on Tuesday
Thursday.
and Wednesday. On Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thursday.
Tuesday B1, Wednesday B2 officially, but then it's a little bit a mix of the two. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, 5 to 7, same time. So next week, if you want to, come on Tuesday or Wednesday. Why do I tell you this? Because, sorry?
I'm happy to stay here.
Yes, you can also stay here if you want to, but you know what? We're doing specific things for the primary school children. We're doing, for example, Christmas, handcrafts or Christmas songs, something more specific for the elementary school, for the primary school, which we're not doing here. We could do it here as well, since Pier Francesco also teaches primary school children, and you are a primary school teacher. But I mean, up to now, we have done completely different things. So come to both if you want to. Come to both, no problems. No problems. It's right, they're full, but sorry?
I can attend on Tuesday and also
Friday.
On Friday.
And Friday as well, yes.
Course.
Yes. Also because they are in different weeks. This week I'm doing you on Friday, and I did kindergarten on Tuesday and Wednesday. So next week there will be primary school on Tuesday and Wednesday, and no middle school, not your course, on Friday. So you can come all the weeks, one on Friday and the other one
on Tuesday or Friday.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So the weeks you are not with us on Friday, you can come on Tuesday or Wednesday. And those are the weeks where I teach, we work with the primary school teachers.
Yes.
Because we are doing a lot of specific things for Christmas, for example, and so on, which I don't think we can do then with you as well, but I don't think I mean, there are different ages, different programs, different approaches, so I think it's all different. Yeah.
Sorry, Maria Pia, one question.
Yes.
Are you teaching the C1 as well?
No, that's those classes are held by Sara. Okay. Sara Liviero, my colleague, she's very good. She's English mother tongue, so she's much better than me. And yes, you could go there as well if you want to, Adriana.
I would like to try one. I would like to try one.
Yes.
Could you kindly remind me the days when is the course? I think it's on Friday as well. It's on Friday.
No, they're on Monday. Monday, 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay, I'll check.
Not every Monday. So let me check. C1. Just a second.
Yes, but that's why I didn't go there, because Monday is not a very good day for me.
Okay.
That's why I didn't get in for that.
Yeah. Okay. As a matter of fact, you would be better in that class. Let me see, when was last time? The 27th of November was the latest lesson. Okay. So the next one will be not this week, the following one. But or maybe not, because maybe it's
the 7th is a feast day. It's the 7th.
Because there's a long holiday, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I can do? I can put you in contact with the teacher, Sarah. Okay. So please send me a text message.
Okay. And I would just to try, you see, because that I know that Monday is not in. Okay. It's difficult for me to follow on Monday. That's why I got in for Friday. Okay. For Friday. Because I'm interested in sharing things for the Scuola Media, of course, because I do teach in the Scuola Media.
Yeah. Also, yes, exactly. What are you doing with your classes in this period?
At the moment, I'm doing nothing because I'm at home. So yes, I'm just teaching other teachers how to teach to my students. Because I'm giving. At the moment, I'm working on London monuments with the Terze. I have got six different classes, and so 2 for the first year, to the second, and to the third. With the third year, I'm doing London monuments, and we are very, very late with the program, but I don't care, because I think that culture is very important. And you see, I normally say I don't care, but as long as we have the Invalsi, I cannot say I don't care too much, because when they get the Invalsi, they get the A2 level, and I never reach the A2 level completely with the future, the conditional, okay, because that's hard job. You should do only grammar. And I never do only grammar, because that's very boring for them. So we are working on London monuments. We are following some videos, discovering monuments, and then they have to imagine a trip to London. Normally I do that in the future, but as we are very back with the program, I'm doing that with the past, simple. Last summer I went to London, and they have to tell me what they did or what they didn't, and then they had to select a monument or an attraction, could be a stadium, could be whatever they want, and they have to describe it already. Yes, in front of a big poster where there are all the monuments, and they have to do that. And I'm working on this. I've been working on this for, let's say, 1 week, 10 days maybe.
Hi, Ivo, welcome.
Hi, Ivo, right.
Hello.
How are you, Ivo?
Ciao, Ivo.
I'm fine, thank you. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, sorry, we were talking with Adriana about her program. So I've been doing it for the last week, and
10 days. Because we also did a lot of reading about that. We read about the Tower of London and I don't remember, Hyde Park and whatever. And I should have done it in these days, but I'm at home. And so next week I will do some culture. I always let them know something in English, of course. It's a sort of storytelling. When I talk to them about the Tudor dynasty, and if you think about that, it's like a soap opera when you talk about King Henry VII and then King Henry VIII, murdering wives one after the other. So that's really nice for them, because of course I act also. I'm a good actor, very good actress. I'm a good actress, so I can act, beheading people, putting my head on the desk, right? So that's very nice, and I really enjoy. But my back must be perfect for that, because I cannot do that right now. Because if I kneel down, if I bend my back, I will stay there forever. But
she has a bad backache.
Yes, a backache.
Un terribile mal di schiena, bloccata a letto.
And then I give some reading, very easy reading about Henry VIII and Elizabeth. And then if we have time, I don't think this year, because we don't have time, I normally go in for some Shakespeare, a bit of the Globe Theatre, a bit of you know, one comedy or something like that. No. But I think I will skip it this year, because we are very, very late. So no time for that.
Doesn't matter. As long as they enjoy English, what they don't learn this year, they will learn in the future. If they come to hate English, they will hate it for the rest of their lives. So keep up the enthusiasm, teach history as a story, involving and you know, surprising, amazing, and even spooky sometimes, and but involving for them, and they will keep learning by themselves. And what they don't learn this year, they will do it in the future. Don't you worry, Adriana.
No, I don't worry, because I normally I never finish the program as it's written on the book, but I know that I must do some structures, because they are asked in the Invalsi, and I don't want to penalize my good students, because if they don't know some structure, they possibly can fail some of the questions. Okay, so that's not fair for them. It's not fair for them. And I must run a bit after Christmas, not before Christmas, because I'm too tired to do that now. So I will run after Christmas, if we are still in time for running.
Yes, don't worry. But yes, I know it's terrible when you have these, you know, dates to and times to respect, because it's can be very stressful, if you know what I mean.
But I don't know the other teachers, but I'm getting crazy at the moment, because we have so many students in quarantena. Okay. So that I'm preparing double lessons. I don't know the others, but I'm really stressed, because I have to prepare my ordinary lessons to go in the class in the morning, okay? So I prepare my materials, my lessons, listening, blah, blah. Then I have to go on we have an online platform, and I have to put the materials, stuff, not only the homework, but sometimes some recordings and some materials for the students. And it was 1, then it was 2, 3, 4, now I have 18. Okay, so it's really, really hard to cope with that. Yes, I've got 18 in quarantena. Only 2 are positive themselves, but the others got one of the family, and so they are in quarantena for 10 days or 14 days, according to the program they follow. And it's really hard. I really feel I'm very tired right now.
Yes,
I'm working, or I'm doing, and then when you put materials, they send it back to you, and you have to correct and answer. Oh, it's a sort of didattica a distanza, mini, but it is like that.
Yes, yes. Yeah, didattica integrata is horrible, because if it's a didattica a distanza, you work only on one way. If it's in presence, face-to-face, you work only on one way. But if it's both, my God,
it is both right now. It is both.
It's a mess, you know. It's a mess. It's very tiring, yeah. Keep up, Adriana, keep up.
I don't know if the others have the same problem, but I do think it is a problem right now.
What do you think? What about the other ones? Antonella, Sabrina. No, Sabrina is primary school. Barbara, Pier Francesco.
Well, I teach in a middle school, and in some classes we have some students that are at home, and at the same time we have got the lesson, face-to-face lesson with the majority of the class, and at a lesson online lesson with a few students. And I think it is quite difficult. I should split me up in twos, because at the same time I have to make all the people work. So I think I do grammar because it is easier, because they have to complete their exercises, and I can have a look at people online, and then at the others, or vice versa. So I can manage, because it is difficult for me to share the video. It is quite difficult because of the devices we've got. I use my device. So.
Sorry, Barbara, I didn't understand. Are you doing the lessons all together at the same time?
Yes, we do.
Ah.
I have to split up. Divide me in twos.
In our school, we decided not to do that, and the headmaster was agreed on that, because lessons are peculiar. Okay, you're not only teaching. There are some, relationships, sometimes jokes, or moments of not teaching and talking about something else, which is normal, absolutely normal. And so we decided that this is not fair to go online, also because for the students from home, it's very difficult to follow all the non-verbal and not seen. That's really difficult. So we decided not to do that, and I agree. Also because I will be very, very stiff if I knew that I'm online and some parents can see what I'm doing in my class. I normally joke a lot and act, and maybe some strict parents would not
love this, but I wouldn't like that. Maybe, but well,
but you know what? I understood,
because you cannot do two things at once. I would prefer to record my lesson and let them do some tasks. But
for what I understood, Barbara prepared some exercises and explained maybe the rules to the class, gave them the exercises, and while they were doing the exercises, she was taking care of the 2, 3 people.
Open or look at page 40 and do exercises 1, 2, and 3. Now people in class do these, and people at home do the same.
That's crazy. That's crazy, completely crazy.
Yes, it is. Quite.
It is.
I had
anyway, whether you work double in 1 hour or you work double hours, it's always
like to have a twin sister, and one is at the desk and one is around the class. Should be wonderful.
My God. It's really, it's really demanding. It's a very hard.
Crazy, in fact.
Yes.
But I have to.
It's Friday today, and we're going towards a long weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wow!
I heard you, but I did not understand so much. Talking about the C1 course, are there any available places?
Not officially, but in between us, it's okay, because even if 28, 29 people enrolled officially, but then about half of them turn up in the real classes. Okay. The other ones, either they can't for some, I don't know, work problems, family problems, whatever it is, and they listen to the recorded lesson. Other ones follow via streaming, so it's okay if you want to come, no problems.
Do they prepare for the certification?
Sorry?
Do they prepare for the CAE?
The C1, I'm not sure. Well, of course, you get the certification of attendance if you attend at least 75%.
No, volevo la certificazione del C1 praticamente.
Ma I don't know whether she's preparing for an official certification. I don't know. But yes, if you text me, I will give you her telephone number, and so you can talk to her directly. She's a
I will text you. I will text you.
The audio wasn't good, so I did not understand. So
I will text you privately, okay? So
yes, no problem, Adriana. You're very welcome. Yes, yes. And Ivo, on the contrary, is retired and relaxing and not so stressed. What are you doing in this period, Ivo?
Oh, I'm always at home, and the time I spent reading, playing piano and guitar, and sometimes in the garden, but it depends on the weather.
Not in this period, though.
Yes, yes. And,
you should help Adriana and Barbara.
But if it is possible, well, it will be good for me. And
you're welcome, eh? You're welcome.
Yes, if you know.
If you need some help from me, you can.
You know, when we were in Didattica in DDA, in Didattica a Distanza in March and April and May, right? I had some friends of mine writing, I don't know what to do, I'm bored, and I said, I can kill you, because I was working 24/7. Correcting and preparing, and
yes,
so
everybody kept telling, we don't know what to do, and I was, I hate you, I'm getting crazy.
And then I had some parents telling me, why, Professoressa, are you giving such I don't run, sorry,
so many
such few exercises, because I started giving them 3 or 4, but then I have to correct them, and correcting, you know, I said, dear parents, I'm not the maths teacher, but if you count 3 multiplication 100 multiplied 120 students, okay, and 15 minutes each to correct, give me the number, please. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, there should be, especially for grammar exercises, there should be something in internet, exercises which pupils can auto-correct, self-correct, or exercises where you can simply tick the answers and you get the result.
Yes, I did that. You know, remember that we were completely, I mean, for me and for my school, the majority were completely unprepared, completely, okay?
Yes.
Then, keeping up as quick as we could, I learned how to build some lessons and some tests with Google Moduli, okay?
Yeah.
Then, anyway, you have to prepare that. Then you have the answer straightforward, but you have to prepare that beforehand. And I did that, I prepared, and then the technology teacher wrote privately and said, they know how to cheat. Okay, I said, okay, come on, let's go. Because they know how to cheat, because they can, I don't know, find out the algorithm or something like that.
There are many ways in which pupils can cheat, but you know what? I think that pupils cheat when the result is more important than knowledge. If you make them understand that you don't really value so much the bad marks, what counts is knowledge, what they can do and what they will be able to do. I mean, there's no point in cheating.
Yes, but you see, it's very difficult with this age, because cheating is in the DNA. Okay, they can try to, they try every single time to cheat. And I understand that. I understand, because our school, and this is a critic, okay, is like the bullying alley. When the boys get into the alley, you cannot have it out. And so they are taught starting from primary school, they are taught about results and getting a mark. Okay, I would very happily avoid marks. I don't need marks to give a judgment on my students, but that's the system. Okay, and I am in the system. And so they are eager to have a mark, and their parents more than them. That's the point.
Exactly.
Okay? So it's very difficult to get out from that. Very, very difficult. And so we had to do some tests. We were asked to have some official marks. And so I cannot say the mark is not important, but I cannot give you 9 when you normally get 4 in my classes because you cheated. I mean, I can give you 9 in the competence, skills and competencies. Surviving competencies, 9. Okay. But yes. Not in English, not in English.
Able to cheat 10. Ability to cheat 10. Yes, unfortunately, yes, especially the parents, because it's an easy way for them to understand whether their children are doing well or not. So especially the parents put a great stress on what did you get? What was your mark? Why didn't you get, I don't know, 7 or 8 instead of 5.5? These kind of things. And this can be very stressful for the children as well, because they get the idea that their value is linked to the mark they get at school, which is completely an absurd idea, because their value as human beings has nothing to do with the marks that they get at school. But, there's such a strong pressure from the parents and from society in general.
Yes, it's the system. We are in this system. And the system is wrong also because the system now asks us to change and to move, to shift into competencies. Okay, so we shouldn't give only marks on, okay, you do a test, a grammar test, you get 9. But I always tell them, I do nothing with your irregular verbs test with 9 if then when I question you orally, you cannot use the verbs. It's nothing, that 9 is nothing. And I keep saying that, but that's difficult also because they understand what they want to understand.
Yes, well, they're still small. They are from 11 to 13 years of age. I mean, obviously they would cheat to prove that they are better than they are, because they need self-assurance themselves. So yeah, I know. Anyway, Barbara, were you telling something?
No, it's okay. Oh, okay, it's okay. Go ahead.
Maria Pia?
Sì.
Okay. For my subjects, Italian specifically, during the DAD last March, I used a site invalsi.net, and my students did the test and sent me the mail with the vote, the score, and the results, and I have just the final score. So it is auto-correcting.
So you see, Adriana, there's
very
a
useful
site.
Very useful.
Yes, but I have many. I am on the Zanichelli platform. The Zanichelli platform, although I don't have a Zanichelli book, they are very, very open-minded about that, because I don't have a Zanichelli book in English, but we do have a Zanichelli book in maths and in science. And so they have a very nice platform with tests and Invalsi tests for everything. And I did that. I registered all my students, and they can go in for the Invalsi test, but also you can create tests taken from different parts. You can create, I did that. And it's like a test online. Then they answer, they get the result, and I can see, you can give them a deadline. Okay, but anyway, this is work for me. You have to prepare, get ready, and then you have to go see if they, and anyway, I don't think this is teaching. I don't remember where, but I read something very nice from Davenia, the writer and teacher, because Davenia is a teacher in a liceo, and he said that you cannot teach distance teaching if you haven't created a relationship before, a deep relationship before, okay?
Yeah.
And I do agree on that. You cannot teach if you don't have a link with the persons.
Yes,
I think
an emotional link.
Yes, indifferently from adults or kids. I don't think there is a difference. But teaching for me is vis-a-vis, is facing them, using my body, using my body language, using my system, cheating when it's needed, changing the rhythm if they are bored. And when you have in front of you names like that, because we couldn't have the webcam on because the system couldn't reach 25.
For privacy.
We had a very bad system during the we had a very bad system with Jitsi Meet, couldn't reach. So I had, like you have now, on names, okay? And I could only guess that behind the screen there was someone, but sometimes there wasn't, because they were very, very, very intelligent on that. They say, I'm here, and then they went.
Yes, and then went back to bed.
Yes,
you know what you could do? You could keep asking questions, making polls. If you use, I'm going to share my screen now to show you, but if you use Zoom, I don't know whether you use Zoom or G Suite. Anyway, if you use Zoom, there's, can you see my screen? There's at the bottom of the screen, there are a number of things, little images, and there's one for sondaggi. So you can press it, add a question like, I don't know, what's happening? What makes a good teacher great, for example? What makes a good teacher great? And you can prepare the answers. For example, empathy with the students, or possibility number 2, I don't know, knowledge, perfect knowledge of the subject. That's to give an example. And then you can share it. What did I do? Anyway, you can share it and
yeah, it's there. It's there.
And do you get it? No.
No, but I see that on your screen.
Yes, I know, but I should be able to share it with you. I never use this function, to be honest, but I should be able to share it with you. No, that's another one. I've done something wrong. Anyway, you should be able to share it with the class and keep them engaged in answering the questions, and you can have show them also the results. Now, just a second. I must, what's this? No. Okay, let's try again. I know there's the possibility.
But anyway, I don't have Zoom, so
we with the G Suite,
we have Teams right now, Microsoft Teams right now.
Sorry?
We have Microsoft Teams right now.
Okay, so in this case, you can go to Google.
Yeah, no, I know now, but in the past we had Jitsi, which was absolutely horrible. Jitsi was very free, very open, but also very, very cheatable and very weak, especially very weak. So
yes.
I can't do anything on that. And now I can do, I've got the online, I can go, I have the online documents and all the rest with Teams. Yes, I have that.
Okay, yes. So what you could do, anyway, with Google Documents, you can easily create questionnaires and polls and share them with the class, so you can keep them engaged in, using answering to the questions, and you can show them the results, and talk to them about their
Maria Pia, because not all the students follow by a computer. Okay, some of them follow the lessons by a smartphone or by a tablet, and writing on a tablet, I can assure, I tried with the school tablets because the school gave some. It's really hell writing on a tablet. Okay, I tried because when the students said I cannot do it, I say, oh, come on, let me try, and I tried, and it was very difficult.
Yeah, because if you could see the people, you could ask for non-verbal, answers like yes, no, okay, more like this, more like that, or wow, you can. But if you cannot see the people, what can you do? Oh my God.
Well, I had some videos. I put on some videos, some grammar. I prepared some, schemes and very easy material to share with them, sharing the screen. And then we corrected, I could share the book. We corrected some exercises together. And when I questioned some students, I asked the student to open the webcam so they could see who was reading, not the mother, but the student himself or herself. But it was very, very long.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yes, and very slow, and I didn't like it, and they didn't like it.
No, I know because physical, see people face to face is completely different. You can, there aren't only the words, there are the gestures, the face, the eyes, and if you can't see, it's really very bad. I know. Yes. What
on the news, I heard right today at 1 o'clock on the news, there was the statistic about I don't remember if ISTAT was, or I don't remember which one, but I say that the DDA was a disaster. We reached only 32% of the students, which is very low, but of course it is a national evaluation. So I can guess that in different regions, there are different percentages, okay? 32% of the students reached by the DDA.
Only 32%?
It's very low, 32%. And that the gap between the good students and the weak ones was widened, and we knew without the statistics about that.
Yeah.
And so I think, I don't know what we could do, but it wasn't a good idea.
I know, but there wasn't any other possibility at that time. Now, but poor Azzolina, she's trying to reopen the schools because the schools aren't the real problem, I think. It's means of transport, it's people staying outside before entering and after exit. Other things are the problems, not really the schools. But at the same time, we got more than almost 1,000 deaths yesterday. One day, almost 1,000 casualties. 1,000 people died. It's, oh my God. So what can we do? I know. But yes, but actually, yes. I think that what makes a good teacher great is his or her, their capability of empathy, their capability of communicating with the students.
I agree.
So, and this is all lost with this, internet connections and didactica distanza and these kind of things. So, because school is not only learning this and that and the other one, it's learning behaviors, social behaviors, how to treat other people, how to, I don't know, how to, communicate with them, respect, all these kind of things, and they're all lost.
Yeah, I agree. And also I can add that some of the teachers are very good with technologies. I am not one of them. Okay, I just swim in that sea. And also it was very difficult for me to learn new things all at once, then use them immediately, then control the students, because some of the skilled teachers said, be careful because they do that and that and that, and they cheat. And so I had to teach, control, get into the computer. Sometimes the connection is lost. Oh my God, it was really stressful, okay? And so my lessons were boring for me, imagine for the students.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. Pier Francesco did a great job. He organized almost a concert, putting together, you know, the musics of the various students. Didn't you, Pier Francesco?
Oh, yeah. Last year, you mean last year? Oh.
Yes, last academic year in March, whatever it was, March, April.
Yes, I did. Our head leader invite all the institute, the school. We are a pretty big school, and for a speech, for a final speech, and we presented a few music, yeah, something we taped with all the
Tunes,
students.
a few songs.
Yeah. I had a hard work for 5 minutes of music, 1 month.
I can imagine, yes.
Very hard work, but it was a soddisfazione.
Rewarding at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand, you know, Francesco, because the first time I tried to record the lesson using Screencast-O-Matic, because we were not allowed to use YouTube, yes, because it's much too open, right? So we skipped onto Screencast-O-Matic. Okay, the first time I tried to record a decent lesson, it took me, I'm a bit ashamed to say that, but it took me 3 hours for 10 minutes of lesson. And then, well, yeah, then I improved, but the first one I tried for, I think about 3 hours, and then I got 10 minutes of a decent lesson, yes, to set online for my students.
It's always, anyway, it's always good to have to learn new possibilities, to have new, yeah, chances. I am trying to organize the same thing right now for the next Christmas. And I hope all the work I did before, I will be. It was like a setup already, yes, ready for this next. Ready for this next thing I am going to do
for Christmas.
Yeah, I
so
hope
you'll
so.
have a hard work assembling everything, you know, every single part.
Yes. All the students
Poor
send a little tape with their voice or instrument part, and then I have to join everything in the same rhythm. The result is pretty good because it sounds like a big orchestra and choir. So it's anyway.
Will you show it to us?
See, I will.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know. I am a little sad, Rad, because I wasn't listening to this last minute of conversation because I received there is a very hard problem of bullying in bullismo.
Yeah. Bullying
in one of my class, cyberbullismo with WhatsApp. And so they are doing an extra meeting right now in this next minutes.
Block it immediately. Go to the, what is it, the website? Is it through Facebook, Twitter, whatever is it from? And ask them to block all messages from this person.
Yeah, I think they already do. It's one class. There are three students of the one class that created this problem with another weak little student, and so they are talking with the parents, and so
yes.
So I really need it right now, and I'm surprised because the most la più coinvolta. It's one
Most
of my,
involved?
It's a girl, one of my terza media, one of my best violin students. And it's bad for me because ho molta stima di questa ragazza. My baby, I don't know. Even their parents probably don't know for sure.
How strange. Why? I mean,
it's bad.
I think it's very common, It's very common, Francesco.
Yes.
Sometimes, but not the weak that are the worst. Sometimes are the best. The best student, they need to emerge, or I don't know why, in some other fields, and they are the leader of something violent.
Yes.
And we have in our school, I'm glad, because we invested a lot of money on having a psychologist to support students, parents, and teachers. Okay, we have every week a sportello, we call it, and you can enroll and ask for I don't know how to say colloquio, a talking. How do you say colloquio, Maria Pia? A talking?
Yes, a meeting actually. A meeting.
And sometimes it's useful. Maybe just to, to let out all the anxiety and the problem that you have inside, and having someone expert listening to you. That's it.
Yeah. But yes, you also have to be careful when the parents come to know this, that they do not blame the victim, because it's very typical for parents to say, that's because he is behaving like that, or she's behaving like that my son, behaves like this. But I mean,
sometimes we teacher and also the parents doesn't know exactly like a boy behave in school, and sometimes.
Yes. And yeah, you have to be very careful, because I mean, probably the victim himself or herself has got some slight problems. Otherwise, he or she would have reacted in a different way.
Yes.
So if you blame him or her even more, the problems gets bigger, and can be considered a kind of justification on the other side. So, and the parents awfully tend to do that. It's incredible, but they always tend to protect their children and blame the other ones, even when their children are, on the wrong side.
We have, no, not in the present. We had, because this year we are not having, the post police coming to talk to our students at school, and the police always say, report the crime, okay? Do not keep it into your little walls in the school. Report the crime. And so then when the parents, because if you have an account or Facebook or whatever, it's in the names of your parents, because you are, the students are under 14, 18. They cannot have an account on their own. So when the parents have to face the police, that's different, Maria Pia. That's really different, okay? They cannot cheat or say, oh, my poor boy, my poor girl, they are the victim. That's different in front of the police. And we did it. We had a bad episode 2 years ago, really, really bad. I was astonished. It was sexting, okay? In a seconda media, that was sexting. It was horrible, because I saw the videos and I couldn't imagine that I could have seen something like that in my life. And we immediately said, go to the police and denounce. Yeah. And that was it. Okay, so that you just move away from the school, because this is no longer a school problem. It is a penal problem. You have to face the fact that it is really illegal. Okay.
Yeah, yes. And these people, these children have to realize how bad they are behaving. And, because otherwise they don't really realize it. If it's only the teacher or if it's only the victim's mother or father, they, kind of, but if it's the whole society around them, their parents, the police, the school teachers, their schoolmates, that can get a different effect. So trying to involve as many possible, as many people as possible. Parents, the police, the states, because it's the only way to make them understand that they are doing something wrong.
Yes.
And to support the victim, because otherwise he or she feels, I tried to say something and nobody cared about me, and maybe it's my fault. I'm not, I haven't got the value. I mean, children tend to, how can they, to feel it's their fault when something bad happens, both with the parents and with the other schoolmates. So especially smaller children, but even in the middle school, even middle school children, they tended to be, it's their fault. If this, for example, parents are divorcing, the first thing they think it's my fault. My parents are divorcing, are separating, or it's my fault, I don't know, something bad happened, because they're still, how can I say, self-centered, and they tend to believe it's their fault. So it's important for the victim to see that it's not his or her fault, and for the bullying person to understand how bad he or she is behaving.
In this particular case, we are they are talking about a third medium class, and there are three
grade.
Yeah, third grade. There are 3 students that are very strong, and they are administrator of this chat. It's a class WhatsApp chat, and they decide whoever is came in the chat, or can
who's allowed in and who's not,
in and out. And in particular, they are prendendo di mira. They are
pointing.
They are pointing. One guy. This is one little boy. It's a little. I mean little, but he's not is the age, but he's
small. Yes,
small. Is behave like a little child.
Are they girls? The three leaders, are they girls?
One girl, and also two boys. One girl, and but the parents knew for this last 2 or 3 years about this chat, this WhatsApp chat, and also they knew about the conversation, and they knew about the audio, the hate verso this
the hate towards that small child.
But they didn't tell anything to the teacher, and so now the main teacher, la coordinatrice, is requesting a meeting, and they are not allowed, or they are very frightened to meet because they feel guilty. Also, the parents, all the parents of the class feel guilty about this.
Well, they should feel guilty.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
of course,
they should feel much worse than only guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew my daughter is was doing something of the kind, I would get very angry straight away.
Of course.
I mean, it's been going on for 3 years.
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp chat about 3 years. They told me, and
how did you find out? How did you find out?
In these last days, the mother of this, il per sé, il ragazzo, I mean,
yes,
quello debole, insomma,
the bullied,
the bullied, yeah. I mean, it was something like this. The bullied guy entered thanks to a friend in this chat. And so he had the chance to see all the bad words for rivolte a se stesso.
Yes.
And at this moment, all the parents send a message to her mother to say, oh, what's happened? But only.
And they pretended they had never knew it.
Something like this. Yeah, they didn't tell nothing. They didn't tell anything before.
Going on for some time.
Just at the moment that the parents could see all these things, they told something. So it's very bad. That's
why they've got daughters and children like those, you know. If they pretend not to see, what can follow? I mean.
But this is a very bad thing for our school. Usually happen nothing more serious like this, of course. But we are in a school in downtown in Verona, and so all the students don't have the right respect for the teacher, for the school, and they always do, you know, whatever. Then this practicing, studying is not the first thing, but just they feel like they are, you know, on vacation or doing something not important. So it's not very good for this thing.
I think you should work more on that than on the single subjects, because
I've been in this school for many years, and I'm found abituato, so sort of.
I'm used to.
You're never used to this kind of thing, but I know, and I know this, and I go on like this. But when many years ago, when I changed many schools, I realized that in this school is a little bit different than the other. Yeah, I don't know why, but
what school is it? Where is it exactly?
Le Cagliari, Scuole Cagliari in downtown, in center of Verona. Yeah,
it's in the very heart of Verona.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You would believe it's the suburbs which have a bigger problem of this kind.
Maybe in the center they feel like they are very.
Yes.
Maybe son of rich family.
Yes, snob and
yeah. Yes, that's like this. I mean, not all the,
of course,
them, but
of course, but yes. Oh my God.
Maria Pia.
Yeah.
Maria, there is a story about cyberbullying and bullying that can explain the respect. And if you want, I can try to.
Please do, yes.
Okay, allora, there is a judge, a judge called a man that had offended a person. This man said that his behavior wasn't so bad because he had only said a few bad words, not many, and only to 2 or 3 of his friends, not too many people. The judge had an idea and told to this man, take a sheet, cut it, and put the small pieces in the streets. Then tomorrow go and pick up all the pieces of the sheet. It is impossible, answered the man. Yes, said the judge. This is like your bad words. You said you can go, these words can go everywhere and you can't control them. This story is very famous, and I use this for my students because in the same way, in the bed, your words or the picture of your friends can go all over the world, and you can't control them.
Yes, they spread. There's in the church of San Zeno, on the entrance door, there are a number of bronze, panels, and in one of them there's a face with a snail, actually a snake, which comes out from the mouth, and it splits into two and enters the ears. And the idea was this: be careful of the bad words you say, because they enter, other people's ear and they multiply, that they spray, they spread around, and they can be very, very hurtful and dangerous. And
yes. And in the web, the number of the person are many all over the world, because you can reach 7 million of people.
Exactly.
You can't cancellare, come si dice? Delete the words or the picture you put on the web.
Yeah, exactly. Once a damage is done,
we keep telling them, once you put it in the internet, it's not yours any longer, it's everybody's. But they seem not to understand that. But I just sent it to my best friend, and then
and then he sent it to somebody else, and so on and so on.
And sometimes I do not understand if they are innocent, and ingenuous. How do you say ingenuous? And
yes, ingenious, simple.
Naive, how do you say? Naive, maybe?
Yes, simple, naive.
Or they are sort of stupid, because sometimes they think they are good with technologies, but they are not that good with technologies, okay?
They give it for granted and do not realize how dangerous it can be.
But I think that the problem of the kids, not only of the kids, but also of some adults, unluckily, is that they live here and now, okay? Hic et nunc, they said in Latin, here and now, okay? Only the now is important. Now I'm doing that. What about tomorrow? And I gave them the example that I found it on the internet, and it's interesting because it's something similar to what Antonella said, that one guy who
after the damage is done,
after his, I don't know if it was a degree or master, I don't remember, in informatics, he went for a meeting for a post, a job in a very big industry, and he was asked about something that he wrote, let's say 15 years before on Facebook or Instagram. What are those photos? What are those words? Okay, so be careful, because it's not yours and it stays there. You're not good enough to cancel every.
No, it's impossible to cancel.
Trust. No, I mean, you can cancel something if you're good with technology, but not all of them. Not all of them.
No, and yes, it's all there. It can be found out by anyone, and not by anyone, but people who can do that. But apart from that, yes, when you say something bad, once the damage is done, it's impossible to delete it. It's already, all over the world. And so it's, you cannot say, I didn't mean this, I didn't mean that, because it's not only you and that person. It involves so many people that you lose control of it. So, yeah. But it's really sad to see that these children who have no problems whatsoever, not economically, and so on, can behave like that. What's wrong with them? I can't believe it, because I can imagine a person who, I don't know, grew up in a bad social situation, maybe family without money, always discussing, many siblings and, these kind of things, few attentions and so on. And I can understand, the reasons for a behavior like this. But what about a family who takes care of you, has no problems economically and anything? How can a child act? I can't believe it, really. I can't believe the behavior of the child and the behavior of the parents as well, because it's ridiculous for me to cover such a thing, to pretend it didn't happen, and simply act when it comes out.
Maria Pia, it's very comfortable like that.
Yeah.
Try not to see. It's easier. It's definitely easier. And some parents, I don't want to judge parents, of course, because I know that families have got sometimes a lot of problems, and most parents do their best. But some of them simply do not take on their shoulders the role of being parents. That's it.
Exactly.
And I've heard something in my life during some meeting with the parents. What can I do? What can I? Oh, my God, you are the mom. You are the father.
Yes. What do you mean? What can I do? You have to do something. Oh my God.
I already told. I think that I said, you come on. You cannot leave the smartphone in the room because the boy is playing during the night. But how can I have the smartphone away? Well, put in charge in another place. It's not difficult. Ma lui si arrabbia, he gets angry. Oh, ma come on, you are the dad, you are the mother. That really, I sometimes do not understand. And I do not understand when they try to be friends with their kids, because you are not a friend, you are a parent. Okay.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's very difficult when you have the meeting and the chats with the parents. But we try to give some pieces of advice. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. First of all, when I had meetings with the parents, I was always very clear and very, how can I say, hard even sometimes, because they tend not to listen to you. If you say something like, your daughter or your son is okay, only he needs a little bit more of this, they go home and say, you're okay. So you have to say, this part is not doing well. So maybe they understand. Because they tend not to, how can I say, they tend to see only the positive aspects and forget about the rest, It's very reassuring for them to, see that things are not going bad. So when I talked to the parents, I was always very strict and very clear, and sometimes very harsh as well, very hard in my words, because from my experience, they tend not to understand if there's a problem. They tended to skip it. They tend to say, yes, but she said you are a little bit, I don't know, lazy, but you are intelligent, so it's okay. It's not okay. I'm telling you, he's not working as he should do, So first of all, and second, yes, too many parents, maybe because they have only one child or two children, maybe three at most, they are very, how can I say, grabbed to them, and they really need to, how can I say, to have a good relationship with them. And in their opinion, a good relationship is a relationship in which they become friends with their friends. with their children. But you cannot be friend with your children because you are not their friend. You are their parents, mother, father, whatever it is. And you need to act like a parent. Otherwise, they will not have, any, how can I say, sense of what's right and what's wrong and, rules and these kind of things. A friend is a friend, a parent is a parent. And many, many people do not understand it. Anyway, what do you think, Ivo? Do you agree with us? Ivo, do you agree with us?
It's very complicated to enter this topic because I remember when I was at school, some students had bad behavior, but the parents didn't recognize that, didn't realize that. And I think in fact, that's a question of true love. Exchange love with protection it's a problem. When parents behave as a friend, as you said, he teach children the bad way to grow up.
I lost connection for a while.
Yeah.
I can repeat that. When parents protect children,
their children too much,
and they don't love the children, only protect.
Exactly.
They teach a bad behavior that in the future will have consequences.
Yes.
And when children will be adults or adolescents, they can't be normal with similar with friends, with guys, and some are the skeptical attitude about everything we can do, we can't do, and
yes.
Very difficult to find a solution in this case. But in conclusion, I think that is a question of to find a true love and to make experience.
Well, I think that parents find it easier to protect or to, but not to be strict, because it is difficult to say no sometimes, to say no, to say don't do this, to say stand still, or don't move, or listen, or whatever. And it is difficult, of course, but you have to do it as a parent. Personally, I and my husband did it, I think. And my children notice the difference, because sometimes we were at church and there was a little girl. We were outside because we were sitting outside. And the little girl, but she could have been 6, went on jumping and jumping. And no one told her, stop it. No. And my daughter said, if I had done this, I would have been slapped. Yes, you would. Okay. It's difficult to say top it and sit down on the steps, on the stairs, on whatever, on the land, on the pavement.
But children need,
and they are just justified. They are small, they're little.
Of course, it's not the child's fault. How can she know you can't enter a service jumping, you know, a church jumping? But the parents should have told her, don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Because if children do not know the rules, how can you expect them to respect the rules? And if people do not respect the rules, it'll be a chaos and it'll be very bad for everyone. So it's your duty. And you know what's surprising? What's really strange to me, looks strange to me, is the fact for anything you do in life, you need to go to classes, follow courses, you need, I don't know, for example, if you want to drive a car, you need a driving license. If you want to whatever, you need to follow. And if you want to be a parent, it's up to you.
They are afraid that children would be traumatized, stressed by rules. They know that if you have, they will be older, if they want to drive, they will have to follow a lot of rules. For instance, you don't learn them at 18. You have to learn them from 1 year old on.
Yes. And I assure you, children will not love the parents the less because they are strict. On the contrary, children tend to love strict parents more than parents who allow them to do everything, because with a strict parent, they know how to behave, and they know that if they behave that way, they are doing something right, you know. With the parents who allow them to do everything, they have no, how can I say, no references.
No points of reference, And that is not us who says that, that the neuroscience says that. The neuroscience, I have followed several courses on neuroscience because I'm the DSA referent in my school. And they say that children, especially very small children, I mean from 2, let's say 3, when they are capable to understand things, right, from 3 to 7, 8 years old, they need walls around. They need a channel to follow, a step, okay, a pathway. And they need to be stopped, and they need to have, we say, I paletti, put some sticks around them. They need that. On the contrary, if they don't have those things, they feel alone and they do not feel safe, and they tend to develop bad behaviors or do not follow the rules.
And to put it
just to force to be seen, okay, just to be seen. That's the point.
Yes.
So of course, we have to agree on what is the word strict. I mean, I do not intend it as punishment or physical punishment.
No, it depends on the ages, of course, but you know, yes, if I look at my family, I've always been very strict, and my husband my partner, we're not married, but anyway, he's always been very, you know, easygoing and allowing everything to her daughter, to his daughter, because he loves her too much and he's afraid of losing her love. He's afraid that if he says something like, you know, if he gets angry, the daughter will love him the less. I don't care. I'm a mother and I want to teach her, you know, and my daughter respected me more than her father. Unfortunately, she knew that when I said no, I meant no. And when he said no, it was only a matter of time before he said, okay. So, you know, at the end of the day, I could go on much better with her than her father.
But I think that trying to commute that to a classroom is exactly the same. You must be, we say, credible, okay? If I say this homework will be marked, it will be marked. And if I say we will have that or that, we will. It's not a question of my mood the following lesson, okay? Stick to the point. That's my and the students agree on that. We always have our English regulations, and we decide democratically. I mean, with my some little hints by me. Okay, democratically we decide how many times you can be without homework before getting a bad mark. And once we have signed that, they are stricter than me.
Yeah, exactly. They need this. They need the rules. If they have no rules, they feel, how can I say, they feel abandoned. And I mean, talking about children, they feel abandoned and release the brakes and go to the extremes only to see what should they do to attract your attention, you know? And in a classroom, again, you need to be very clear to the children so that they need really to know what they have to do to you know, work well and to have good results and so on. Otherwise, you lose them because they simply don't know what they should do to have a good mark, you know. So yes, yeah. It's important, and it's very strange for me to think that an entire class, or at least 4, 5, 6 families knew about this WhatsApp chat and didn't say anything to their children. If I had known that my daughter was writing something like that on a chat, I would got very, very angry with her. And, you know,
if I were the parents, I don't know the setting, of course, but if I were the parents of the victim, I would definitely go to the police and denounce not only for the fact in itself, but for the thing that it was 3 years long. That's really amazing. I mean, incredible.
That's what, you know, shocked me the most. Not only the single fact that the children can make a mistake and you have to say, this is wrong, never do it again, but the fact that it's been going on for 3 years with the parents knowing what was happening and nobody took any, you know, action. That's shocking if you think about it. What do you think about it, Sabrina, Antonella?
I agree with Adriana, and I think that in the class there is it is important that the rules are common, and the teacher discuss with the students about the rules, and because if yes okay, sorry, and I think that if a teacher doesn't have the rules in a school, in a class, there is the jungle law. So, so only the bad boys are the leader, and not the poor boy, the simple boy are respected.
Yeah, and you won't be respected as well.
Yes, me and
because you are on the other side, on the other edge, to be honest. So
oh yes, of course.
So as a teacher, it's also bad not to have rules inside the class. So yes, my suggestion is, especially in the first grade of middle school, is make them understand they are adults now, adults. So give discuss with them a few rules, like how many times can we skip our homeworks, these kind of things, and reason on why there is this possibility. Not because they do not want to do homework, but because it may happen that you forget, or you, I don't know, are too busy doing something else. There might be a problem in the family, these kind of things. And make them understand that they are adults now, even if they aren't, but tell them you are adults now, so we can discuss about the rules. Once we have decided that the rules, I expect you to, you know, follow them, and they will. And they will. If they don't, the others will, you know, pull the child back into the line, into the rules, because you've got rights and you've got duties as an adult. And if you want to be an adult, you have rights, but you also have duties. Yes. And, yes, this is the right thing to do.
And they need the rules like a fence. Is a fence.
And very clear instructions.
And so they can grow up and they can be stronger in their personality. Without the rules, they can't grow up.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Sabrina? Sabrina, do you agree with us?
Yes, I agree with all the suggestions, because it's very important to discuss about the bullying, because in the primary school too, there are some children that use this behavior, this bad behavior, bad manners, or to treat in a bad way some their classmate.
Yes.
And yes, it's important. To ensure the children and suggest the children to speak about this behavior, this bad behavior.
Yes, especially if they can notice some.
Yes, we teachers have to find the to consigliare, to suggest children to find a teacher or a parent or a school counselor to relate this behavior.
To report, you mean? To report these behaviors?
Yes, and tell them what the bully has been saying or doing to the children.
Yes,
and stop.
And you know what?
We need to put a stop to the bullying.
Yeah, to stop it. Yes. You know,
till the primary school or or before the primary school, because in the garden school,
kindergarten,
there are in the kindergarten there are children that use bad manners. And
really?
Oh yes.
Kindergarten.
Yes,
Sorry.
for 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5, yes. The last year of the kindergarten, they start to use bad manners.
Yes, well, they're still very young, so if you're strict with them, they will, learn to respect the others. Because at that age, they will learn, no problems. But the problem is, why are they behaving like that? Probably it's a behavior they have seen maybe in their family or in their, I don't know, social.
Yes.
But I don't think
Yes,
so,
I
Maria.
agree. I agree.
I think that sometimes it's just that I do something. I mean, I have got a nephew, he is 3 years old, okay? And when he comes to my house, he's very eager to come to my house, but he knows that in my house there are some rules. I mean, he gets in and he touches everything. And I say, no, you cannot touch that and that, okay? But it's normal for him to touch everything because he's 3. But when I told once and twice, that thing you do not touch, do not, if we do that, we are not playing any longer together, not hitting, no slamming, no violence at all, just I do not play with you. He will never do, and he doesn't do it now. I have a house full of, objects, little, what we call the ninoli, full of it. But I was really worried about that. I said, oh my God, I have to move every single thing. No, I don't have to. It's not necessary because he can respect it, even if it is 3 years old. Okay. So the important is he found someone telling him just that. But I think that the majority of kids who behave very badly is because nobody tell them, nobody.
Yes, exactly.
I stopped.
Yes, they need to repeat several times the same thing. Stop to do it. Stop. You.
Okay, I stopped inviting some of
for
my
a long,
friends.
yes.
I stopped inviting some of my friends with little kids when I realized that in my house they allowed their kids to do everything. Once I had one little kid, I really was surprised because I didn't think that the parents were like that. Okay, so one kid, I gave the kid a lollipop, and she did like that. She chewed the lollipop, and then she went in my bedroom and she smashed all the lollipop on my cushions and bed and on the floor. And I gave her some paper to paint, and she used the lollipop as glue, and she stuck all the paper on the floor with the lollipop. When the parents saw that, oh, che bello! But are you crazy? I have to clean that. Che bello un corno!
What do you mean, che bello? Oh my God.
Ecco, so che bello proprio no.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ivo. I'm sorry for your connection. Bye. Bye. Yes, I mean, it can be nice, but it is not because you are ruining somebody else's things.
Okay, I can understand it's creative, but be creative outside my door, please.
Exactly. So, I mean, they should have told the child, look, I mean, I know you didn't mean to be bad, but this is not a thing to do because now poor Adriana, Aunt Adriana, whatever you are, has to wash all the things.
It was friends. And especially, I was more surprised because nobody offered to help me. I mean, I would have expected the mother say, okay, can I help you to clean the floor, at least the floor? Because, the duvet or the cushions, you can wash them. You put in the washing machine and you wash. But the floor, I had to go with my little fingers and my nails to stick by stick, piece by piece, stick it out. Okay, right. Come on. You are not allowed into my house again. Right.
No, you're right. At least she should have offered to do it.
I would have said no.
Possibly involve the child and say, look, now we have to do this. And it's, I mean, you see, it's not easy to take it out now. So don't do it again. You know, these kind of things.
Yeah.
Because of course, children do whatever, you know, passes in their heads, because they're like that, they're creative, but they're not bad. Doesn't mean they're bad children.
No, they are not.
But I mean, they
are not cultivated. I say not cultivated. I mean, they have no voice around. What I said before, they have no voice around. The kid didn't know that she was doing something wrong. Okay, but if you don't say it's wrong, it's not my role to say it's wrong.
Exactly.
Finally, in the end, before going, I said that because I was so angry that they didn't say anything. That before leaving, say, okay, the problem is that I don't like the thing that I have to clean the floor now. They said nothing. Okay, so that's okay. We can meet in a pizzeria. See you next time in a pizzeria.
Exactly. I would have acted the mother if I were you. I would have said, look, I know you didn't mean to do something wrong, but now look how difficult it is to take everything out. So please never, ever do it again. Not in my house. I would have acted the mother if the mother didn't do her job, because
I was a bit ashamed of, you know, taking over someone's role. But okay, and that's not, I have to say one last thing, that then I have to go because I have my injection.
Yeah, what time is it? Is it already 7 o'clock?
And you know, about what we said before of kids and rules in the school, I remember the last year we agreed on the rules with at the beginning of the year when we were in presence with the kids, and we agreed that after 4 times without homework, you could get, no, you did get, absolutely did get a 5 on the register, and it was red, I mean, a full mark. And in one of the meeting with the parents, the mother argued with me. He said, you cannot give 5 to my kid. I was like, why? Because homework is not compulsory. Which is absolutely true, as a matter of fact. If we go to strict to the law, it is absolutely true. But I was so angry, okay, that I said, ma, come on, you are the mother. We are trying to give the kid an education in the Italian meaning, which is not only in istruzione, right? Educere, take out something from the very inside of the kid, and you are trying to say that this is nothing. I was really angry, mamma mia, right? Really.
Yes, I would have said, listen, you might be right, but you should have told me before that you didn't agree in the homeworks, not now that your child didn't do it and got.
No, I didn't know, because the rules are inside rule. I do not share with the parents. We decided the rules inside the class with the kids.
Yes, but I mean, if she was against the homeworks for some reason, maybe the child is doing something else, sport or music or something else, she should have talked to you and said, listen, please, smaller, I mean, short, briefer homeworks or not so many homework because my child has this problem. Not to wait for the bad mark to tell you this, because this is
of course it was an excuse. I have no doubt about that. It was, you know, try to defend something, it was undefendable, but
yeah.
That was the point.
Yeah, that's the typical attitude of parents. It's not my son, it's not my daughter, or yes, but it's your fault. Yes, but look at, oh my God, you know. And in behaving like that, they ruin their children, because the children will grow up and think everything will be allowed to them. And, you know, and one thing, on the contrary, teachers tend to do, which I don't like, I never liked it, and I will never do it, is to punish the whole class for something that only few pupils have made. And this is also wrong, in my opinion, because everybody should take their own responsibilities. So if somebody did something wrong, you cannot punish the whole class for it. It's not fair.
Well, I do not completely agree on that. Maybe we can discuss longer about this topic, because that's very interesting. And also because on this topic, there are some researches, I don't know, studies, let's say, and group impact is always very important for adolescents. So
okay, but in this case, you should, but if you want to, we can talk about it next time. But in this case, you should involve the classroom and say, do you think it was a right behavior to held? Do you think this person was right? No, express yourselves, you know, in this case, but not punish everybody, because
no, I never do that. But sometimes it is a class punishment, because the class act as a compact, like a phalange, a Roman phalange. So this is a class problem. Okay, the group, also the psychologists and neuropsychologists say that the group activity is very important at this age, especially between 10 and 13. And so I tend to do that. But of course, if it is the fault of one or two, it's the one or two, and no more, of course.
But you have no idea how often it happens.
No, not very often, not very often.
Oh, it's easier for the teacher not to look whose fault it was and simply punish the whole classroom.
No, that's unfair. That's unfair.
Mm.
I'm sorry, anyway. I have to go because I have my injection in a minute.
It was very nice to be with you today. And thank you for attending the classes. And I wish you a very good fortnight.
Yeah.
See you.
See you. Bye.
Shall we meet again before Christmas? Yes, we will. Yes.
Do you receive my address so you can put my presence in the register?
Okay, wait a second.
Because last week you haven't my address.
Yeah, okay, let me check. You're right. Let me check also that.
I sent you by WhatsApp, but I don't know if you received it.
If you sent it, I've probably received it.
Okay.
But I want to check whether I put you present or not, because I might have forgotten. So sorry. I've got so many things to think about that I might have forgotten. So I want to check straight away and also write down who was with me today.
It was the last.
Come on. Oh.
No, this is not the group.
Oh, right. Look at this one.
B1, B2.
Yes.
This is B1.
The problem is there is this thing. How can I? How can I get to? Oh my God! There is this. Okay, I'll check because I can't go there now because that part keeps coming up. It should be here. No, okay. Listen, I will check. So can you give me your, what is it, surname as well, Antonella?
Okay, I write on the...
Yes, I will check. Okay, bye everyone, bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao a tutti. Ciao a tutti, ciao.
Ciao.
Good evening.
Grazie.